Cypher, the Destroyer Angel of Universe 18, Planet Belmont, Universe 11. Goku says, "Are we stuck here? It could be that Mr. Whis and Gohan need our help. How do you have so many enemies like that? How are there so many powerful guys who have great anger towards the Great Priest?" At that instant, Beerus says, "I hope now you understand what I meant about Belmont's letters. We have here the existence of 6 universes that were erased by Zeno-sama due to a rebellion that happened between gods and angels. One of these most powerful gods was Ziel, the one who was from the cold demon race, or the first of the founders who possessed an extremely powerful ability, even surpassing that of several angels. He gave us big headaches and ended up defeating me and Whis, but Whis hid some kind of skill. Maybe we didn't analyze very well what the enemy could do. But who is this guy who, being in Universe 6, manages to create a barrier directly in Universe 11? Who is this Cypher?" Vados becomes reflective and says,
"Cypher is a brother of ours who had great abilities, perhaps the strongest among all angels in terms of destructive power, but he was always in big fights with our father, the Great Priest. Cypher always wanted to destroy everything. He showed great powers when he was little. He, along with Zyros plus 4 other brothers of mine who were always the biggest highlights, had slightly distorted thoughts. When we took it to assess their strength level at that time, they were 3 times more powerful than us. So we could say that Cypher really is a big problem. The big question here is, they were always interested in fighting the same way as a god of destruction. He had destruction skills even though he was an angel, and his true conflict is that he believed he could become a god of destruction and not an angel. He did not consider an angel's powers to be his powers that should be brought to his grace. Then after that, conflicts with the High Priest began more common. I'm going to tell you the past of Cypher, the Angel of Destruction."
Alright partner, why don't you whack that like button and subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss any videos and stay well connected to our entire universe of Z Warriors. Let's get back to the point. Universe 6, Room of the Gods of Destruction. Whis and Gohan continue to fight. Gohan says,
"Mr. Whis, you are very powerful indeed. It seems your skills can surpass any level I've ever seen. Does this mean that this is how you become more powerful? This force really is getting more and more incredible. What are you capable of?"
In that instant, when Whis' power was being shown, Whis says,
"I know you also have the power of an angel, but I only see you using Saiyan techniques. I would really like to know to what level your angelic power is possible to reach, Gohan."
Whis pressures Gohan. After pressing it, Gohan starts to raise a huge energy. Gohan raises his power to the maximum. Whis presses it and starts to smile. Whis says,
"Well done, Gohan. You will surely surprise me more and more."
Another voice appears interrupting Whis and Gohan, and it says, "Let's see if it isn't my brother Whis and the son of Vados. This really is amazing." Whis makes a serious face and says,
"It seems that the universe I'm in always comes up with something. I'm starting to attract problems. First it was Ziel, and now you. This voice from the past, it never sounded strange to me, did it, Brother Cypher?"
Cypher appears, Universe 18's Angel of Destruction. Gohan faces Cypher and says,
"By this feature, I already imagine that this guy must not be good. Well, what do we have to do here, Mr. Whis?"
Cypher starts laughing and says, "I didn't come here to fight. I don't want any more trouble with you, my brother. The only thing I want is to take the boy with me." Whis makes a serious face and says,
"You must be crazy as usual."
Universe 11. Vados keeps talking.
I will now tell you about Cypher's background.
Palace of Zenosama a millennia ago. The high priest held a meeting with all the angel apprentices. Whis, Margarita, Vados, and all the other angels were there. The high priest says,
You are all apprentices of celestial beings, and you need to understand the true role of angels. You will be the balance in case the gods of destruction gets out of hand. The god of destruction destroys the planets to bring the universes into balance, but not everyone starts to act in the right way. The moment a god of destruction fails to play his part, the angel has to bring balance by seeking the well-being of the entire universe. They can never use their powers for their own will. The angel's training can get you expelled if you don't follow the rules.
All the angels seemed to observe in a somewhat different way. Zyros didn't care much about it. Zyros said,
Why should I do this? Since if I wanted to bring balance with just my kiss of death technique, I could control everyone. Living in a world I like would be extremely fascinating.
The high priest smiles and says,
That's a very bold thought. You could be sealed if you had already become a real angel. No one can think like that. You have to let everyone do what they want. After all, no one is your puppet.
At that moment, an angel with short hair starts laughing and says, This is madness. This is all bullshit. You have no idea what you're doing. You have no idea of anything. If we have the power, if we are the most powerful beings in all the universes, we should end them all. Anyone who doesn't do what we say should be destroyed. We are the real destroyers. We can end everything and anyone whenever we want. Can't you understand this? We have the strength of it all. So let's not fall for that. Let's show what we really came for. This is the power of the angels, the race of destruction. At that moment, when the angel had spoken all these words, the high priest appears in front of him and says,
You will be sealed.
All the angels begin to watch. Whis, next to Vados and Margarita, says,
Our brother Cypher really doesn't get along, does he? It seems that all he does is think of himself. Looks like he hasn't learned anything.
Cypher had held a lot of grudges since he was little and had been sealed away several times by the high priest in the celestial prison. Cypher says, One day I will still get out of here, and you know it. I am much more powerful even than you, my father. None of you will beat me. The high priest begins to laugh and says,
Do you really think you have more powers than me? This is amazing. So let go of there. While you don't leave, you'll stay here cooling off.
For a long time, the high priest practically every day went to visit Cypher and see if his thinking had already changed, but his ideals always remained the same. The angel who only thought about destruction. Cypher's powers as he became sealed increased more and more, until the moment when the great priest after millennia appeared to visit Cypher in the celestial prison and a temporal rift had been created. Cypher managed to escape from the celestial prison. Back to the current times. Goku is fascinated and says,
So this guy is very powerful, isn't he? Perhaps even more powerful than Zyko. He is among the most powerful in the universe.
Vados observes and speaks.
Sure he is. Now we need to understand what level he reached.
At that moment, Whis was having a great battle against Cypher. Ziel travels directly to Universe 6. Cypher starts to land several blows on Whis. Whis begins to dodge with his mastery of Ultra Instinct and says,
I don't know how long you were sealed, my brother, but know that I am also among the most powerful in the universe. I'm Whis, the angel of Universe 7.
At that instant, a great pressure of energy is created. Gohan appears and begins to fight directly with the angel of destruction from Universe 18. Cypher speaks.
Well, it looks like you won't be able to do anything around here.
And like I said, I didn't come here to fight, just to take the kid. Whis, our fight will come later. A time rift is created directly in Universe 6 in the Room of the Gods of Destruction. Ziel appears and says, "We need not engage in battles any longer until the day of the Great Heavenly War. Receive my sealing technique." Whis begins to have his angelic power drained by Ziel's ability. Whis says, "This time his power won't work on me." Ziel is surprised to see that Whis was managing to resist his sealing magic. Ziel says, "Very interesting, Whis. You're managing to resist. But what about the boy? If you try to stop the boy, it's over. If you want the boy, well, don't get involved." Whis makes a serious face again against Ziel and says, "Ziel, you will pay for all of this." At that moment, Cypher teleports behind Gohan and says, "I said I just wanted to know about the kid. We need to talk a little." Gohan is imprisoned by Cypher. Cypher starts laughing and tells Whis, "See you later, my dear brother. I'll see you soon." Gohan is captured. Whis says, "This couldn't have happened." Universe 11's barrier is undone. Everyone wonders what's going on. To be continued. Alright partner, what do you imagine about all of this? What will happen in the face of the next battle? Regardless of what it is, it's more than important that you share your thoughts in the comments below so that we can get into a crazy debate. Whack that like button and subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss any videos. That's all there is to it, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.